So up to 400,000 households across the UK potentially in the wrong council tax bands and well overpaying the government. This is information people are not getting taught but need to know. Statistics also show that tens of thousands of people each year succeed in challenging their local council. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this too, and potentially save hundreds, if not more, pounds a year. Plus, winning a challenge can bring backdated refunds of years of overpayment, so potentially a lot of money to be recouped here, guys. So here's how this video is going to go. Part one, I'm going to explain how council tax bans actually work. This is important to know, and why so many properties are in the wrong band, how to check yours properly, and then in part two, of course, we're going to look at the step-by-step process to appeal your band through the official check and challenge procedure, as well as how to maximize your chances of a band reduction. There is a right way to do this, and there is a very wrong way. I'm going to do all that in just the next 10 minutes. However, it's all time stamped below. I don't want to waste anyone's time unnecessarily. Let's get straight into it. Remember, guys, I will never ask any of you to subscribe to my channel, only that you give me an opportunity to earn it from you with this content that I make for you. So if at the end of this video you feel like you've liked or learned or taken anything of value from it, then I would love to have you on board. Right then, in order to understand the rest of this video, you need to understand first how the band system actually works, because most people assume that council tax is based on what their property is worth today. It is not. So council tax is a local property tax whereby every dwelling is assigned a band based on its value at a fixed date. That fixed date was 1991 in England, or 2001, I think, in Wales. In other words, every dwelling was assigned their band based on its historic 1991 value when the bands were originally drawn up. Now there are 8 bands, A through to H. Each local council then sets a charge for each band, with band D being the baseline. Lower bands pay proportionally less, higher bands pay proportionally more. So your council tax band is based on what your property was worth in 1991. Now I know what probably a lot of you are thinking, hang on a second, since that date house prices have changed massively. Areas and towns have gone up and down in value. Properties have been extended and changed and split and redeveloped, and yet the system is still anchored to those old valuations. Yes, this is what is creating the problems, and also is where the opportunities are for many of you, because what that means is a lot of properties are sitting in bands that don't properly reflect where they should be, and no one else is going to check that for you unless you do. I mean, of course, why would they? The government is not going to do this for you. So look, why are you potentially in the wrong band in the first place? How did this actually happen? Well, there are a few common reasons. First of all, as I said, these bands were originally estimated very quickly back in the 90s, literally by people driving around between houses with a paper and pen and marking them accordingly. There weren't always precise valuations. Sometimes they were based on general assumptions about an area alone. Secondly, properties that are very similar can end up, you've probably noticed this, in very different bands. You might have 2 identical houses on the same street, one in band C, one in band D, simply because of how they were originally assessed. And then of course, thirdly, nobody automatically reviews your band when things change. If you buy a house from someone, you inherit that band. Most people never question it. They just assume that it's right, but that's definitely not the case. And that's where your opportunity is. Don't just assume that your previous owner checked it properly, okay? Good, so now you understand how the council tax system is banded and why so many people are in the wrong bands. Now we can properly answer the question of how to check and challenge your band. What is the best procedure then to do it? Now, the official process is called the check and challenge. And guys, no, you cannot just email the council and say, look, this feels unfair, or my neighbour is paying less than me. No, you have to follow the proper steps. But it's very simple. Here's how you do it. Step 1, check your neighbour's bands first. The first thing you need to do is compare your property with similar nearby properties, okay? Now you can use the government website to look up your street. I've attached a link to that website in the description. Go and use that after this. Now, what you are looking for are properties that are the same size, type, and age as yours in a lower band. Because if they are, that is your first red flag. Your second step is to ask for a revaluation, but be very careful. If you find that you may have grounds to challenge your band because you've looked at neighbouring properties, and this is important, you have to be careful what you wish for, because when you ask the council for a revaluation, I've seen this happen, they don't just look at you, they also look at the wider area to make the determination. And if it turns out that the properties around you, your neighbours, are actually underbanded, then it might not make you very popular with your neighbours if they end up deciding to increase everybody's bands after review. So look, don't rush into this blindly, but if you found, as I said before, that there are properties that are of the same size, type, and age as yours in your area that are in a lower band, then reach out to the council, guys, and ask for a revaluation. And regardless of the outcome, this is important, regardless of what they say, keep as much evidence as you can find about those neighbouring properties. Your evidence in your evidence file. You will need this evidence file later when it comes to making a formal challenge. Now, your third step then is to check, as I said before, your property's 1991 value. Now, this part sounds technical, but it's actually really straightforward. All you need to do is get an estimate of what your property would have been worth in 1991 when it was first banded. You can do this online using online calculators that basically work backwards. They back calculate from its current value. Now, this isn't something that you necessarily submit as formal evidence. This is for your confidence and for your evidence file, which again we'll use to make our formal challenge later. But look, if that 1991 estimate you've got suggests that your property actually falls into a lower band than you are currently finding yourself in, then that seriously strengthens your case. Well, what if my property was built after 1991? How can I know my estimated 1991 value if my property is new and been built since then? Well, it's very simple. What the valuation office does in these cases is estimate what your property would have been worth in 1991 by comparing it to similar properties that existed at that time in the same area of same type, etc. So it's still based on the same 1991 valuation system. It's just then applied retrospectively to your property. So for you, the approach is exactly the same. You're not trying to find an actual 1991 sale price. You're looking at comparable properties of similar type, age, and everything, or what they were worth in 1999, and working out where your home should sit within those original band ranges, okay? I hope that makes sense. And then, of course, your fourth step, which is gathering and collating your evidence. Look, obviously, you need to support your case if you're going to make a formal challenge, guys. That means evidence of comparable properties in lower bands, evidence of value, anything that shows your band is out of line. Of course, your historic 1991 values to show that it was misbanded in the first instance. Look, the stronger your evidence, the harder your claim is to deny, the more likely you are to succeed. Now, once this is done and you have with you your polished evidence file, it's now time to make your formal challenge, which is step 5. Now, once you've done your checks, you then submit a formal challenge. Now, in England and Wales, this goes through the Valuation Office agency. And here is an important tip, because I've seen this happen many times, and I've had to give the same advice to many people. Now I'm going to give it to you. The council is sneaky. The Valuation Office is sneaky. They will sometimes try to tell you that your challenge is ineligible because you cannot challenge after a certain period of time has passed, like 6 months. Essentially, they're saying that a time limit has passed. This is bullshit. The Valuation Office have a duty, and the council have a duty to keep banding accurate by law, irrespective of whatever time has elapsed. So if you believe that they are wrong and they're trying to fob you off, just tell them to sod off and keep pushing for a review, be persistent. Right, so those are the steps, guys. Well done for keeping up. Let's quickly summarize. Check your neighbour's bands. Check your historic value. Collate your evidence. Make a formal challenge, and don't give in, because pressure works, and most people just give up at the first no. Now, look, I know many of you might want to run off and try this now, but listen, there are some risks, and it's my job on this channel also to keep people informed of all risk. Quick one, guys. I've done an incredible 10-minute video on the discounts and the exemptions and ways to significantly reduce your council tax bills that most people have not heard of. It's stuff you are not going to get taught, but can save you a lot of money each month. So go and take a look after this one. The link to this video is in the description. It's only 10 minutes long. Go and check it out. But as I said, look, guys, this is not risk-free. This check and challenge is not risk-free. If you challenge your band, there is a possibility, and it does happen, that your band could actually go up instead of down. And I need to make that clear. So this is not something you do casually. You need to do your checks properly first before, as I said. If everything around you suggests that you are over-banded, then yes, it is worth pursuing. But if the evidence you've got is weak or unclear, then you may need to think really carefully before opening that door, okay? Now, look, guys, before we finish, I want to expose you to a very important point. If we read between the lines here, you'll probably notice there is something much bigger at play. We are still using a system in this country based on property values from over 30 years ago and expecting it to be fair today. And this is one of the reasons why council tax right now feels so unfair. And I get that. This is one of those reasons. And when I say one of, I mean only one of the many reasons. The system is not going to correct itself. It relies on you to challenge it, or it will just keep on taking money from you. But look, there are wider issues here with regards to council tax that we all need to be aware of that warrants a whole separate video, I will admit, which by the time you are watching this video or in the next few weeks, you will find on my channel titled "What Are We Actually Paying For?", where we'll be actually looking at why council tax keeps rising every year, what we are actually paying for, and where things are headed in the future. Keep an eye out for that one. And as always, guys, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried this process yourself? Do you have any questions? Do you have any advice for other people? What has worked for you and what has not? Let's get a discussion going down in the comments. And remember, as always, if you are interested in learning something generally useful on YouTube every week about the legal systems that you all live in, maybe consider getting on board the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, guys, it's not legal advice. This is legal education. I cannot provide legal advice to YouTube. That said, I will see you in the next video.